Love the sport of MMA, as you guys know, and the respect I have. And coming out here, I hear my theme song. I'm like, shit. What if, you imagine if I was an MMA fighter like UFC Heavyweight coming out to my music, my theme song, right? That's cool, man. Well, I don't know about that. Give it a shot. Headline will read, Tom Aspinall knocks out The Rock in 8 seconds.
He was praying that I would lose that fight against Curtis Blades. So there's no way on earth that he's going to fight me. Not a chance. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Hollywood superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson takes the stage at a UFC event. You expect entertainment, but what he delivered was more than just laughs. It was a crystal clear warning message that had Jon Jones and the entire heavyweight division talking. In a moment that perfectly captured the current state of UFC's heavyweight chaos, The Rock didn't just roast himself, he exposed the elephant in the room that everyone's been thinking about. Today we're breaking down how 8 seconds changed everything, and why Tom Aspinall's prophecy about retiring Jon Jones without ever fighting him just became reality.
Remember what I said quite a while ago now?
I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. That's something that I said.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Let's set the scene. UFC Hall of Fame ceremony, International Fight Week, and Dwayne Johnson is on stage to honor Mark Kerr's induction. The crowd is electric, The Rock is in his element, and then he drops this absolute bomb. I love the sport of MMA. Coming out here, I hear my theme song. I'm like, imagine if I was an MMA fighter, like UFC Heavyweight coming out to my music, my theme song, right? That's cool, man. Well, I don't know about that. Give it a shot. Headline will read, Tom Aspinall knocks out The Rock in 8 seconds.
I love the sport of MMA, as you guys know, and the respect I have. And coming out here, I hear my theme song. I'm like, what if, you imagine if I was an MMA fighter like UFC Heavyweight coming out to my music, my theme song, right?
If you smell that The Rock is cooking.
That's cool, man. Well, I don't know about that. Give it a shot. Headline will read, Tom Aspinall knocks out The Rock in 8 seconds. But he's got some cool music.
Now, on the surface, this looks like classic Rock humor, self-deprecating, crowd-pleasing, perfect timing. But dig deeper and you'll realize what Johnson just did. He didn't just acknowledge Tom Aspinall's devastating power, he sent a direct message to Jon Jones. Think about it. Here's one of the most confident, charismatic athletes turned entertainers in the world, admitting he'd get demolished by Aspinall in 8 seconds. The unspoken question hanging in the air? John, if The Rock can admit this, why couldn't you? This wasn't just a joke, it was a masterclass in calling out the greatest fighter of all time without ever saying his name.
Jon Jones would have been an amazing scalp, time on record, but the opponent, the guy standing across from him, never mattered. It never has mattered. It never will matter. Like, what was important to me was being the best in the world. So the other stuff was pretty irrelevant. As I said, it would have been a great scalp. That would have, propelled me more than any other fight. But a fight's a fight. I'm not too bothered.
Obviously, it impacts you financially. And, Dana even talked about, like, your legacy. Not fighting for a year, but even just from a mood standpoint, this is what you like to do.
The internet exploded and MMA fans didn't hold back. The Rock's honesty became a weapon against Jon Jones, and the reactions were brutal. Why couldn't Jon Jones admit this? This comment perfectly captured what everyone was thinking. The Rock showed the humility that Jones never did. Jon Jones feels the same way, dripping with sarcasm. Fans are essentially saying Jones feared the same 8-second knockout, he just never had the courage to admit it. At least he's honest. In a sport full of bravado and fake confidence, The Rock's self-awareness stood out like a beacon. But here's what makes this even more fascinating. The Rock almost chose this path himself. In his conversation with Joe Rogan, he revealed, I start talking to Ken Shamrock, I start talking with Mark Kerr, tell me about Pride, I have this idea in my head, maybe I should train in MMA, go to Pride and make real money, and I don't have to smile.
Everything you said, absolutely. This part of it is devastating. This is devastating. This side. The 240 hostages that still I haven't come home yet. But also, where does it go?
Right. Where does it go?
Where does it go? That's the thing that I think really grabs my attention, because usually I think
Imagine if he had chosen MMA over WWE. We might be talking about a completely different combat sports landscape today. Now here's where this story gets absolutely wild. A year ago, Tom Aspinall made a statement that seemed bold, maybe even arrogant at the time. He said he would retire Jon Jones without ever fighting him.
Guys, why are we still talking about Jon? He's retired. He's done. I said a thing a long time ago, and you guys know me personally. I'm not a disrespectful guy.
Yeah, you're not.
But I said a thing a long time ago that I'm going to retire Jon without even fighting him, and
He did.
that's what's happened.
Fast forward to June 2025, and Dana White confirms at the UFC Baku press conference, Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC. Aspinall didn't just predict the future, he manifested it. But let's hear it from the man himself. In a recent interview, Aspinall showed remarkable class. I don't know Jones, I don't know him personally. I know he's got his own struggles at the moment. Whatever he has going on in his life, I wish him the best of luck. What he's saying on social media and in interviews is that he feels he's done enough. So if he feels like that and he can be content with that, then God bless him. And I wish him the best for the rest of his life.
Because there is nowhere that you can find publicly, nowhere, him saying that he will fight me. It doesn't exist. I challenge anybody watching this interview to go and find a statement, a quote, a video where Jon Jones is saying that he'll fight me after he's fought Stipe. It doesn't exist. The guy's smart. And mate, the guy, we know he's a bit overweight these days. The guy was sat there, mate, with the Cheeto fingers or whatever, the Doritos on his fingers, with his iPhone in hand, waiting for me to get knocked out so he can start tweeting about it. Let's be honest. And since I won that fight, he's gone completely quiet. And he'll continue to go completely quiet about me until he retires, because there's no way on earth that he's going to fight me. Not a chance. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
This is championship-level sportsmanship. While fans were dragging Jones through the mud, Aspinall took the high road. He got what he wanted, the undisputed title, without having to destroy a legend's legacy in the process. Let's talk about why The Rock's 8-second prediction might not be that far-fetched. Tom Aspinall's UFC statistics are absolutely terrifying. 75% knockout/TKO rate in the UFC, 15-3 overall MMA record, 11 total knockouts, 8-1 record in the UFC. His only UFC loss, a freak knee injury against Curtis Blades in 2022.
Michael Bisping, before Tom Aspinall fought Sergey Pavlovich, he said all kind of crazy shit. He said he's gonna beat Jon Jones. He moved like Muhammad Ali. I said, Mike, this has to be a gimmick. He goes, Daniel, this fight is gonna last 2 minutes between him and Sergey. I said, bro, Sergey's knocked out 8 dudes in a row. Tom goes and knocks him out. Tom leaves to the back. Bisping's with him, like he's part of the camp.
This isn't just another heavyweight with power, this is a precision destroyer. When Aspinall enters the octagon, fights don't go to decision, they end violently and they end quickly. Jon Jones, for all his greatness, is 37 years old. He's coming off a long layoff, dealing with legal issues and facing a knockout artist in his absolute prime. The Rock's 8-second timeline might have been generous.
You said the timeline for Jones, 2 weeks to decide what to do with the title, whether it takes the fight or you're going to strip him, or we move the heavyweight division, take the title away from him.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
With Jones officially retired and Aspinall now the undisputed champion, the heavyweight division is wide open. Dana White has already hinted that Derrick Lewis could be one win away from a title shot after his devastating 35-second knockout of Taliesin Teixeira. But here's what's really exciting. Aspinall wants to be an active champion. He's already stated he wants to fight twice this year. After 19 months as interim champion, waiting for a unification bout that never came, he's ready to defend his crown against all comers.
UFC undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Moving forward, very, very important to me, just that I acknowledge everybody quickly who has supported me in this, I'm not going to say it was a tough time, but a bit of a challenging time over like the last kind of 10, 11 months that I have been inactive due to no fault of my own. But luckily, that is all behind us now. Massively appreciate the support from everybody. Massively appreciate the support going forward. I am going to keep this thing as active as possible. I want to be the best heavyweight ever to walk the face of the earth. I'm going to defend this thing as many times as I possibly can. I'm going to keep you guys entertained. I'm going to really give back to everybody who has shown me support over the last year, over the last 5 years, over the last 10 years. Really appreciate the support and love from everybody. And we're going to see an active, defending UFC Heavyweight Undisputed Champion going forward. Thank you guys, and I'll speak to you soon.
The heavyweight division has been stuck in neutral for too long. Jon Jones held it hostage, refusing to fight the clear #1 contender. Now, with The Rock's prophetic words echoing in everyone's minds, we might finally see some movement. Aspinall. Aston just the champion, he's the champion this division needed. Young, hungry, devastating, and ready to fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. Sometimes the most powerful messages come from the most unexpected sources. Dwayne Johnson went to a UFC Hall of Fame ceremony to honor a legend and ended up delivering a reality check that reverberated through the entire sport.
Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? You want to talk about a guy who sprints.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy who's fast twitch. He might be the fastest heavyweight in the history of the sport. At a 250-plus pound frame, his movement's fucking extraordinary. The way he moves is so much different than everybody else in the sport. He moves like a 175-pounder. He doesn't move like a 250-pound guy. His hand speed and full range of skills. Incredible stand-up, knocks guys out with one punch, black belt in jiu-jitsu, really good wrestler, and he's young.
So what's your prediction if it happens?
God, it's hard to bet against Jon. It's hard to bet against Jon.
8 seconds. That's all it took for The Rock to expose what everyone already knew. Tom Aspinall is a different kind of monster. And Jon Jones knew it. The greatest fighter of all time chose his legacy over his competitive fire. And you know what? Maybe that's okay. But for Tom Aspinall, this is just the beginning. The interim tag is gone, the waiting is over, and the real championship reign starts now. That's all for today's Fight News Central. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more MMA content, and let us know in the comments.
We kind of figured that fight was going to go like that. You know, I mean, the line on that thing was over under 5 minutes, so it delivered. It was what we expected. I think it was what everybody expected. I don't think anybody expected a 5-round fight.
Fresh off his devastating 35-second knockout victory at UFC Nashville, Derrick the Black Beast Lewis has sent a crystal-clear warning message to newly crowned heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. I'm coming for your belt, and I'm going to knock your head off. But that's not all. In a stunning twist, Teixeira, the very man who just got brutally knocked out by Lewis in those same 35 seconds, has also issued his own bold warning to the British champion.
The all-time knockout leader in the UFC, Derrick Lewis, takes on Teixeira tomorrow night in the main event here in Nashville.
Tonight, we're diving deep into the heavyweight chaos, analyzing what these warnings mean for the division, and breaking down why both fighters believe they can dethrone Tom Aspinall. Stay tuned. This is about to get interesting. Let's start with the man of the hour, Derrick Lewis. At 40 years old, the Black Beast just reminded everyone why he holds the UFC record for most heavyweight knockouts with an absolute demolition of Teixeira. But it wasn't just the knockout that grabbed headlines, it was what Lewis said afterward that has the entire heavyweight division talking. I stand up right there with him. That'd be good to fight him before everything is said and done with. I have a couple fights left on my contract, and I would love to finish out my contract. That would be great if I can. It'd be good. Let him know I need to fight Tom Aspinall for the belt.
Jon is retired, at least for now. Tom Aspinall is the full champion, and he says he's going to beat everyone in the top 10 in the next 12 months. And you're one of the guys he hasn't fought. So where do you think you stand right now?
I'll stand up right there with him. That'd be good to fight him before everything is said and done with. I have a couple of fights on my contract. I would love to finish out my contract. That'd be great if I can. But yeah, it'd be good. That'd be good. Let him know, hey, if you fight Derrick for that belt,
I know it's, thinking down the line. I don't know how much you've watched of Tom Aspinall, but do you think that would be a better matchup for you than maybe DC or Gone?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
You'd knock him out.
That's all I could do, man. What do you think I'm gonna do? Tap him out with a submission or something?
I don't know. We could see you pull it off. You got some tricks up
No,
your sleeve. I
all
know.
I'm just looking to knock guys out. I'm not looking to do nothing else. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm trying to knock the head off. I'm not trying to waste anything.
And that's why you're the main event on Saturday.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Now, Lewis isn't just talking, he's backing it up with cold, hard facts. This man has never had a proper title fight build-up. His shot against Daniel Cormier, short notice, his interim title fight with Cyril Gane, rushed preparation. But here's where it gets interesting. Lewis believes Tom Aspinall is actually his perfect matchup. Why? Because unlike his previous title opponents, Aspinall likes to engage in striking exchanges, and that's exactly where Lewis thrives. Lewis's game plan is brutally simple. Knocking him out is all I could do. What do you think I'm going to do? Tap him out with a submission or something? I'm just looking to knock guys out. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm looking to knock their head off.
It's interesting because if you win this fight, like if Jon retires, they could give you another unranked guy, or you could fight Tom for the title. Like, I feel like this division could go so many ways, but you fighting and winning is more than a lot of the other guys are doing right now.
For sure. It's crazy that nobody's not fighting right now. The heavyweight is not nobody. I don't know what's going on. Shit, I had to beg. I damn near had to beg to get this fight. So I don't know what's going on. So hopefully we can stay active after this.
Yeah, I think they only have like 30 heavyweights signed to the roster right now, so there's not a ton of guys, and you fought most of them already.
Yeah, I fought most of them, yeah. And a lot of guys don't want to fight. And then there's a couple of guys calling me out. So I think what I need to start doing now, once I knock guys out, start putting my finger in their ass. People don't want to call me out afterwards. So if I start putting my finger in my opponent's ass while they knocked out on the ground, I don't think nobody want to call me out anymore. No Diddy, man, no Diddy.
Is that your prediction for Tosh and Teixeira then, or is that a warning?
If that's what I have to do for people to stop calling me out, talking shit about me while I'm trying to chill, man. Let me chill.
And here's the scary part for Aspinall. Lewis has proven that at any moment, in any fight, he can end things with one shot. That's 16 UFC knockouts worth of evidence. Now, you might be thinking, is Lewis really close to a title shot? Well, UFC President Dana White just dropped a bombshell that should have every heavyweight paying attention. Following Lewis's win at UFC Nashville, White revealed that the former title challenger could be just one win away from securing another shot at the belt. I think that's the way the heavyweight division has always been. These guys don't have to cut weight. Some of them have to cut, but they don't have to cut a lot of weight. A fight can turn with one punch. Whoever lands that big shot.
He's been up and down this division, but here he is still knocking off young prospects in the division. Just goes to show that with his power, he could still get these wins anywhere.
100%. In the heavyweight division, guys stick around. They have that one punch power. My poor guy, Raz, where is he? Yeah. Raz had $25,000 on that the fight would go over 5 minutes. Is that what it was? Yeah. Didn't work out for him.
It's a bad bet, to be fair.
Bad bet. Bad beat.
Yeah. So then obviously, with that being said, Derrick could really, if you look at the division as it is, be maybe one fight away from getting a title shot next or something like that.
I think that's the way the heavyweight division has always been. I mean, these guys, they don't have to cut. Some of them have to cut, but they don't have to cut a lot of weight. And, a fight can turn with one punch. Whoever lands that big shot, and they were both trying to land him, and he got him. I thought the stoppage was a little fast.
This isn't just talk. There's real momentum building. Former UFC champion Chris Weidman believes the UFC could make Aspinall versus Lewis happen next, potentially serving as a placeholder before the rumored Jon Jones comeback fight. But here's where it gets even more interesting. White confirmed that plans for a UFC show at the White House on July 4th next year are legitimate, and he's meeting with President Trump next week to discuss logistics. Could we see Lewis fighting for the title in one of the most unique venues in UFC history? The timing couldn't be more perfect for the Black Beast. Now here's where our story takes an absolutely wild turn. Teixeira, the man who just got knocked out in 35 seconds, isn't backing down. In fact, he's doubling down with his own bold predictions about Tom Aspinall. Before his fight with Lewis, Teixeira made some incredible claims that are still reverberating through the division. Now that Jon Jones has retired and the division is finally rolling, I expect to be fighting for the belt before the end of next year. Fight Derrick now, and I hope to fight one more time this year, and next year I'll be fighting for the belt.
Who do you want next?
That's all I could think about right now. But besides her, the Walter guy, since he called me, I want him, Walter. His name is the Dominican dude that say he's not black. He Dominican.
You talking about Walter Walker? Who fought tonight and won by heel hook?
No.
Waldo Cortez. Oh, Waldo Cortez. That's what he said as well. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. Teixeira believes he knows exactly who can beat Tom Aspinall, and it's not who you'd expect. I think the only one that could stop Aspinall right now would be Malhadinho, Jalen Almeida. I don't see Cyril Gane beating him. I don't think Sergey wins either. So I think the most likely to win would be Malhadinho. It's good that the belt would come to Bahi one way or the other. If Malhadinho doesn't take his belt, I got it.
It was because my coach, I got into it with their coach also. It was bad blood. And I didn't like how the guy was smiling all in my face also at the weigh-ins. He was just talking trash, that's all.
He was a tall guy. You've obviously knocked out other tall guys before, Alexander Volkov, late in a round. 25 years old. It seemed to me like he was surprised at how fast you could cover the distance. You kind of got hurt. I wanted to ask you about getting hurt, too. You were kind of pressing on your eye early in the fight. Was that somewhat gamesmanship, or did he punch you in the eye?
It was all gamesmanship. I was trying to get him to come closer to me.
You're trying to bait him.
The confidence is absolutely staggering. This is a fighter who just suffered his first professional loss, yet he's already planning his path back to a title shot and predicting Aspinall's downfall. Teixeira's plan? Fight a name like Curtis Blades or Sergey Pavlovich next, then challenge for the belt in 2026. The audacity is remarkable, but in the heavyweight division, crazier things have happened. So what does all this mean for Tom Aspinall and the heavyweight division? Let's break it down.
Dana was in here and he says you're never too far away from a title shot, right? Just because your name value, the fights you put on and stuff like that. Is that something you would like to start climbing towards? Or are you happy just fighting these young up-and-comers and getting a seemingly easy win?
Seemingly easy win? Man, he was the king of the taxi cab drivers in Brazil, man. Wow. But no, I don't want an easy fighting like that. I want, of course I would like to do one more run at the title. That'd be good.
First, Tom Aspinall has inherited a division in complete chaos. With Jon Jones's retirement creating a power vacuum, everyone believes they have a shot at the title. And honestly, they might be right. The heavyweight division has always been about one thing, power. And right now we have multiple fighters with legitimate knockout power all circling the new champion. UFC analyst Alan Juban made a compelling point about Lewis's title credentials. Lewis probably has a bigger name value than a Cyril Gane, who's probably the guy that we're thinking that would fight Tom Aspinall next. But Cyril Gane, the name value is not quite there. This raises an interesting question. Should title shots be based purely on rankings, or should marketability and fan interest play a role? Before we wrap up, we need to address the elephant in the room, that controversial stoppage at UFC Nashville. Many fans and fighters believed referee Jason Herzog stopped the Lewis-Teixeira fight too early. Teixeira had been dropped but managed to get back to his feet when the referee intervened. Even Dana White admitted, I thought the stoppage was a little fast, but, it is what it is. However, commentator Daniel Cormier defended the stoppage, pointing out that Teixeira grabbed the cage to pull himself up, which should have resulted in a point deduction. Since the referee couldn't stop the action to take the point, he stopped the fight instead. Controversial or not, the result stands, and it's propelled Lewis right back into title contention.
Well, I just think boxers try to make everything look pretty whenever they throw a punch and stuff like that. With me, MMA fighters, it's like we just trying to knock someone's head off. That's it.
What a wild time to be a heavyweight fight fan. We've got Derrick Lewis promising to knock Tom Aspinall's head off, Taliesin Teixeira predicting the champion's downfall despite his own knockout loss, and a division that's more wide open than it's been in years. Will Lewis get his properly prepared title shot? Can Teixeira bounce back from his devastating loss? And most importantly, can Tom Aspinall handle the pressure of being the hunted rather than the hunter? One thing's for certain, the heavyweight division is about to explode, and we'll be here to cover every knockout, every call-out, and every shocking moment. Thanks for watching UFC Central. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest from the Octagon. Until next time, keep your hands up and your chin down.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
You'd knock him out.
That's all I could do, man. What do you think I'm gonna do? Tap him out with a submission or something?
I don't know. We could see you pull it off. You got some tricks up
No,
your sleeve. I
all
know.
I'm just looking to knock guys out. I'm not looking to do nothing else. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm trying to knock the head off. I'm not trying to waste anything.
And that's why you're the main event on Saturday.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Derrick Lewis has called out Tom Aspinall. Now, it was in a Derrick way, which is playful and entertaining. Derrick's getting ready. Fight this weekend. He's doing some press. And he said, yeah, Tom and I need to fight. He said, I'll go without standing right in front of him. And, okay, look, I get that regardless of how good Derrick looks this weekend, Derrick does not become #1 contender. But there's still a point to all of this. And I appreciated Derrick bringing it up.
Derrick Lewis has dropped a massive bombshell, just sent a clear warning message to the newly crowned heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall that's got the entire MMA world talking. The Black Beast is claiming that Aspinall is the perfect matchup for him, and he's making it crystal clear, quote, I'll try to knock his head out. But
yeah, it's crazy. That'd be so weird to fight at the White House in the front yard. That'd be crazy.
You versus Tom Aspinall, UK versus USA.
Well, yeah, for sure. I haven't really fought for a title, like a build-up for a title fight.
Yeah.
Had time to train, nothing like that, mentally.
Do you like, I know it's, thinking down the line, I don't know how much you've watched of Tom Aspinall, but do you think that would be a better matchup for you than maybe DC or Gone?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
You'd knock him out.
That's all I could do, man. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm trying to knock the head off. I'm not trying to waste anything.
there's so much more to this story that you need to know. We're talking about championship predictions, retirement bombshells, and a heavyweight division that's about to explode with action.
The guy I'm fighting next is the most dangerous guy that I'm ever going to have to fight. Look at the top 10 now. I've beaten 6 of them. My goal is to beat 10. But
What is now going to happen in your career going forward in the heavyweight division?
we've got a date. We've got an opponent to work towards.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Stick around, because we're breaking down everything from Tom Aspinall's pick for Britain's next UFC champion to Jon Jones' shocking retirement to why Derrick Lewis believes he's got the perfect game plan to dethrone the new heavyweight king. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the chaos. First up, let's talk about Tom Aspinall making waves with his championship predictions. The newly crowned undisputed heavyweight champion didn't just stop at claiming his throne. He's now playing kingmaker for his fellow British fighters.
Who are some guys that you watch currently in the UFC that maybe you're a fan of or you like to watch them fight?
Charles until last night. I like to watch Joshua Van. He comes out to have a scrap. I love watching Tom Aspinall fight. I know they don't last long.
Is
Comes out
Gone
and-
next?
Well, he's already beat Volkov, hasn't he? So it has to be Gone.
Yeah.
Going to get a 3rd title shot.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's so
But I mean,
crazy.
if you're Tom's, like, who gives a shit? Just give me a fight.
And his pick might surprise you. It's Paddy Pimblett. Aspinall told Gimme Sport that Pimblett is massively underrated and can definitely win a title. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear him out. He's really well skilled, and he's improving every fight. He's taking out guys like Michael Chandler and finishing them. The guy's really good, so I think if he gets the right fights, I think he can definitely win a title in the next few years.
Anyone else? No? We're good? By the way, who was sat here last? Paddy. Smells a bit strange up here. What's going on?
Look, Pimblett's currently ranked number 10 in the lightweight division, and his recent performances have been nothing short of impressive. He's outpointed Tony Ferguson, submitted King Green, and finished Michael Chandler. That's not luck, that's skill progression. Aspinall continued, I think he's going to do it for sure. I think he's going to be a champion. With only big names ahead of him in the rankings like Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira, and Justin Gaethje, Pimblett's path to gold is clearer than ever. But will he live up to his compatriots' expectations?
Tom Aspinall, you guys following this guy? Big heavyweight, good-looking guy, aggressive style. He's got like 4 finishes in a row. I mean, he's a very talented heavyweight. He made a comment. He said he's willing to go slow. He's not.
But before we get to the Derrick Lewis call-out, we need to address the elephant in the room, Jon Jones' retirement bombshell that changed everything. After what felt like an eternity of back and forth, Jones finally made his decision. Rather than face Tom Aspinall in a unification bout, Bones elected to hang up the gloves and retire from MMA.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC. International Fight Week starts Monday in Las Vegas, and Tom will be in Vegas all week with us, so we'll get together with him and figure out what's next.
Dana White's announcement was simple but earth-shattering. Jones vacates his UFC heavyweight belt, and Aspinall gets promoted from interim to undisputed champion. This ends one of the most bizarre heavyweight title reigns in UFC history. Jones's heavyweight run began in March 2023 with that spectacular first-round submission of Ciryl Gane, but it only included one title defense against a 42-year-old Stipe Miocic who hadn't won a fight since 2020. Aspinall wasted no time responding, posting, "For you fans, it's time to get this heavyweight division going, an active undisputed champion." And boy, is he making good on that promise. Aspinall has already called out the entire division, stating his goal is to beat everyone with a ranking next to their name. That includes Ciryl Gane and, yes, Derrick Lewis. Which brings us to our main event. And here's where things get really interesting, fight fans. Derrick Lewis, the man with the most knockouts in UFC heavyweight history, has been watching all this unfold, and he's got something to say about it. The Black Beast told MMA Junkie that he believes Tom Aspinall is the perfect matchup for him, and he's not holding back on his intentions. I stand up right there with him. That'd be good to fight him before everything is said and done with. I have a couple fights left on my contract, and I would love to finish out my contract. That would be great, if I can. Let him know I need to fight Tom Aspinall for the belt.
Champion, and he says he's going to beat everyone in the top 10 in the next 12 months. And you're one of the guys he hasn't fought. So where do you think you stand right now?
I'll stand up right there with him. That'd be good to fight him before everything is said and done with. I have a couple of fights on my contract. I would love to finish out my contract. That'd be great if I can. But yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah. It feels realistic you could fight for that belt again. I mean, he says he wants to fight all the guys he hasn't, and I think you're one of 3 ranked guys who hasn't fought Tom Aspinall yet. So a big win here. Who knows?
That'd be good. Let him know, hey, you fight Derrick for that belt.
But here's the kicker. Lewis has a specific game plan, and it's exactly what you'd expect from a man who's knocked out 15 opponents in the UFC. What do you think I'm going to do? Tap him out with a submission or something? I'm just looking to knock guys out. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm looking to knock their head off. I'm not trying to waste anything.
I believe so.
You'd knock him out.
That's all I could do, man. What do you think I'm gonna do? Tap him out with a submission or something?
I don't know. We could see you pull it off. You got some tricks up your sleeve.
I'm just looking to knock guys out. I'm not looking to do nothing else. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm trying to knock the head off.
Now, Lewis has learned from his previous title shot failures. His 2018 fight against Daniel Cormier came with less than a month's notice, and he was submitted in the second round. His 2021 interim title shot against Ciryl Gane was also rushed, and Gane's technical precision was too much. But Lewis believes Aspinall is different. Both Cormier and Gane presented unique challenges. Cormier's wrestling and submissions, Gane's technical movement. Aspinall's aggressive striking style, that plays right into Lewis's strengths. And Lewis isn't shy about it. I believe Aspinall is a good matchup. I haven't really fought for the title with a proper buildup for a title fight and that time to train and everything like that mentally. The 40-year-old Texas native knows this could be his last shot at gold, and he's determined to make it count.
Jon is retired, at least for now. Tom Aspinall is the full champion, and he says he's going to beat everyone in the top 10 in the next 12 months. And you're one of the guys he hasn't fought. So where do you think you stand right now?
I'll stand up right there with him. That'd be good to fight him before everything is said and done with. I have a couple of fights on my contract. I would love to finish out my contract. That'd be great if I can. But yeah, it'd be good. That'd be good. Let him know, hey, you fight Derrick for that belt.
I know it's, thinking down the line. I don't know how much you've watched of Tom Aspinall, but do you think that would be a better matchup for you than maybe DC or Gane?
Yeah, I believe so. You'd
knock him out.
That's all I could do, man. What do you think I'm gonna do? Tap him out with a submission or something?
I don't know. We could see you pull it off. You got some tricks up
No,
your sleeve. I know.
I'm just looking to knock guys out. I'm not looking to do nothing else. Every punch I'm throwing, I'm trying to knock the head off. I'm not trying to waste anything.
And that's why you're the main event on Saturday.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
So let's break this down because this potential matchup is absolutely fascinating from a stylistic standpoint.